feel it. I'll praise when I don't. I'll praise 'cause I know you're still in control. My praise is a weapon. It's more than a shout. My praise is the sound that brings Jericho down. As long as I'm breathing, I've got a reason to praise the Lord. Oh, my soul, praise the Lord. Oh, my soul, I won't be quiet. My God is alive. How could I keep it inside? Praise the Lord, oh my soul. I'll praise 'cause you're sovereign. Praise 'cause you reign. Praise 'cause you rose and defeated the grave. I'll praise 'cause you're faithful. Praise 'cause you're true. Praise 'cause there's nobody greater than you. I'll praise 'cause you're sovereign. Praise 'cause you reign. Praise 'cause you rose and defeated the grave. I'll praise 'cause you're faithful. Praise 'cause you're true. Praise 'cause there's nobody greater than you. Praise the Lord, oh my soul. 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 No, I won't be quiet. My God is alive. How could I keep it inside? I won't be quiet. My God is alive. How could I keep it inside? I won't be quiet. My God is alive. How could I keep it inside? Praise the Lord, oh my soul. I have prayer, so I praise the Holy One. I have prayer, so I praise the Holy
Well, hey, everybody. I'm Dory. I am known as the Autoimmune Geek, and I am so happy that you're here in my Sunday healing room today. Oh my goodness. Did you guys enjoy the praise and worship music? You guys couldn't see me, but I was up like, praise the Lord, like dancing around and just, yeah, it's just, it's an awesome day to be here on a Sunday and just praise the Lord and just be happy for everything that He's given us. And so, as we get started today, thank you for being here. We are here live in a Riverside room. We are also streaming live to YouTube, Facebook, several different channels there. And before we get started, I just want to make sure that everybody knows where you're at and why you are here. So, in the chat, we have a link that we've gone ahead and put up for you all about the Cellular Healing and Longevity Center. That is my ministry that the Lord started with me about 10 years ago now. And we have literally helped thousands of people to feel better in that time and just using God's science, which is pretty amazing, right? Because, people think scientists and or science and God's truth don't blend. Well, that's not exactly true because everything that is true is from God, right? Right? Hello, hello, right? And I see a couple of people here. I see Renee, I see Larry, and you guys please feel free to talk in the chat amongst each other. And I see another person named Peace, it looks like. That's, hey, what a cool name, right? So, feel free to talk in the chat. I can't always monitor the chat while I'm giving a presentation and a talk because it's just like impossible for my poor brain to do. Um, but you guys feel free to talk. And from time to time, I am going to check the chat. And towards the end of our meeting today, I'm definitely going to put up a link for people to come in. And if you want to get your personal health questions answered live online with me, I am so happy to do that for you. And just to help to give you some hope, there really is a much better way than what you've been doing if you've been just languishing on the big pharma roller coaster and just believing everything your doctor tells you about chronic illness because unfortunately, your doctor doesn't know everything. And scientists do have a lot more information for you today. And that's a blessing, right? It's just a blessing. And of course, here at the Cellular Healing and Longevity Center, we don't just help clients and everyday people like you to feel better. We also have a completely separate side of our ministry here that has a full training to teach doctors and nurse practitioners and even health coaches, chiropractors, how to do precision medical care so that everybody can come up to speed, everybody can learn the latest science, and we can help just a lot more people. And so, first of all, I want to make sure that everybody has the link to our ministry. And that link, I'm going to go ahead and put it in the chat again here for everyone. And I am here by myself today. My sweet Garrett is not here with me today because he's taking care of his baby and his family. And so just bear with me while I do the tech, okay? I'm an old girl, but I've learned a lot, so we can do this, right? Right? We can do this. All right. So I just put that link in the chat, and that link has, when you open it up, it's like a promotional flyer. It's got my bio in there. It's got my full healing story, which we're going to get into today. It has, Facebook and YouTube and Instagram and, and all of that. Right. And so you can check us out. You can make sure that we're legit to quit. Hey, hey. Right. So absolutely. Let's go ahead and let's get started. I want to play a little video for you and you guys just let me know. And hi, Angela. I just saw Angela pop in. You guys let me know if the tech is not working because I think it's all tested and it's supposed to play right and it's supposed to do everything it's supposed to do. But don't discount those tech demons. We need to pray against them because they're always getting in the way around here. But let me just go ahead. I am going to share my screen and I want to play a quick testimonial video for you. It's only a few minutes long and it's just a whole bunch of people just like you that are getting results and have gotten results, really major results in improving their health just by learning something new. And of course, that new thing is God's science. So let me go ahead. If I can get this right, I'm going to share my screen. If I go there and I go there and then I go over here and I hope that that is sharing my screen. I think it is. But I'm not seeing it sharing my screen. So maybe I need to do this first and then do this first and then do this. There. It looks like it's sharing the screen. You guys let me know if it's not, okay, and if I've done something wrong. But what I want to do is I want to move this out of the way and I want to make this big and then I want to play it.
I was bouncing around between a lot of doctors, just trying to get some information. I saw a lot of different specialists, and nobody could explain to me, how a seemingly healthy, active woman can all of a sudden have such a decline in health without any explanation.
I had just in and out of doctors and hospitals, and you know this story, how it goes. Many of us can relate with autoimmunity.
Dory has helped to identify that I have Lyme's disease which has caused all of my symptoms. And with her support through finding these tests and through the proper supplements and proper diet for just me, I have been able to overcome a lot of these symptoms.
I was diagnosed about 7 months ago with an autoimmune condition. I was very tired. I found out about Dory through a Facebook support group, and she really changed my life.
Definitely join the online group. And you know, I'm not a Facebook person. That was the very first time I had ever been on Facebook. But it really helped because there's so much information.
I think it's great that the program offers accountability. You know, we meet every week and we talk about, you know, what we've accomplished. And so I want to make sure, you know, that I'm staying on board, and the group setting is really great.
There's a group setting, which I absolutely love, because you get support from one another. You hold each other accountable. You know, you can touch base with one another, because this type of illness gets lonely, right? It really does. Right off the bat, I got one-on-one attention that I don't think I ever felt before. And, you know, a real education and a real explanation about step-by-step of what I'd be doing and why.
And you were willing to take the time to assess my previous testings and evaluate that and meet me there so that I would not double into some of the legwork, equally important legwork, that in your evaluation you found that I needed to do.
I just want to say how much Dory's program has meant to me in my health journey. I started out having horrible reflux with my scleroderma, and I've been taking 2 PPIs for 15 years and still having breakthrough pain. And I am now 4 months into the program, and I'm not on any PPIs. I'm not even taking Pepcid anymore. And it's just made a drastic increase in the quality of my life.
It honestly is a miracle to have a disease that they say there is no cure for, and for me to be honestly a walking billboard right now. And I just thank you for this program. I thank you for what you do, because I still would be wandering around if I hadn't found you.
Definitely, I've gotten more results with your program than the first 3, or I wouldn't have been looking for you, obviously.
Hi, Dory. We just wanted to thank you from the bottom of our heart, Katrina, Julia, and the whole Fela family, for just helping us so much with Julia, all your knowledge with functional medicine, all your love and care, love for Jesus, all your prayers, all the supplements, protocols, and just everything to get us through this really tough time. I know God's using you with so many of your clients, and we're just so thankful for you.
Since I started the mold treatment a couple of weeks ago, upon your recommendations, I have clearer mind than ever before.
With eating clean and the supplements and the things that Dory has recommended, I have been able to really be able to manage this condition, and I feel 100 times better than I did, and I've lost over 20 pounds. So again, thank you so much, Dory.
So I just have hope, and I've got a path that I know that I need to follow to get better. And that's meant more to me than anything. So thank you so much.
You have made it your mission to make it accessible to us that are hurting. And for that, there's not enough thank yous that I can give you, Dorinda.
I'm just here to tell you what a wonderful program that Dory has and that she offers to anybody at such a reasonable rate for anyone who can afford this. It is the chance of a lifetime to get healthy and to feel like myself again and be there for my family, including my kids and my husband.
If anybody asked me, I would say definitely do this program.
I recommend it to anyone struggling with their health, with autoimmune disease, because it can really benefit your life and the quality of your life.
Honestly, I would recommend anybody not just do it, like do it now, do it yesterday, get started. Imagine just getting your life back. Like, it's so worth it, and you're absolutely capable.
I have this view of you as like the super prayer guy. I would think to myself,
Now I
how
have
does he
to.
find the words
Now I have to figure out how to
speak
stop
for
it.
2 hours?
There we
And
go.
then I ask you something.
There we go. All right. And so those are just a few of some of the many clients that we've taken care of, and as you can see, they feel pretty good, right? They feel a lot better than what they did, of course, before. And that's basically what I want to talk to you guys about today is I want to give you a little background on my own personal healing and how the Lord got me involved in this whole thing that we call precision healthcare. It's the latest evolution of functional medicine. If you know what functional medicine has morphed into what we now call precision healthcare. And so I want to talk to you more about that today because this is where you're going to get your hope. Okay. But first of all, I want to tell you just a couple of things of where you can get more free information about us in case you guys, need to run out early today. I hope you don't. I hope you can stay for the whole thing. But in case you need to go, I just want to make sure that you know where you can catch our free information. So first of all, I just want to make sure, okay, I need to go over here and I want to make sure that the screen share is on. Screen, share the screen. There we go. And I want to make sure and show you. Oh, I'm not sure if that's working for you guys or not. I hope so. But what I'm showing you is I'm showing you on YouTube, I'm showing you the Life TV Now episode that it's just dropping tonight. So they just put out the short for it today. This is Skywatch TV. If you guys know Joe Artis Horn and his father, Tom Horn from Skywatch TV, they've been around for many, many, many years, all over Christian television, all around the world. And I was blessed to get an invitation to be one of their medical experts on their new Life TV Now program. And right now you can watch it if you go to lifetvnow.org. You can also find them on YouTube, on Rumble, on the Faith and Freedom Network on your TV, and also on the PTL network on your TV, on your cable channels. And I would love for everyone who follows us to also follow Life TV Now and Skywatch TV. They're doing amazing ministry work there. They have their biggest project, what they do with all the money that comes in is they put it into just a camp for children. And it's just a beautiful camp where they have miniature ponies and animals, and it's really all to help children who have been through some pretty traumatic, awful things in their life. And so a lot of the money from Skywatch TV and the Life TV Now program are going into the ranch for the children. And I'm just, so excited to be a part of this. And so this is a brand new thing that we're doing as part of my ministry at the Cellular Healing and Longevity Center. And so just please go over to Skywatch TV or to lifetvnow.org and go to their YouTube channel, blow them up, just, subscribe and like and comment and do all the things that you know to do to help the algorithm to promote this show, because there is just so much good God work going on behind it. And it's not just me on that program, okay? It's a whole bunch of other doctors and specialists and people who are telling you the truth about how to align your life with God's design, right? How to just have a much better life, not only with your physical health, but emotionally, spiritually, right? This is a brand new, beautiful thing going on here. And so definitely go over my first episode. We've done 3 episodes so far. My first episode, I believe it drops tonight, but it may be sometime this week. And so check it out. I would love you to check it out and share it with everybody that of course. Share it, get the information out there because, you just don't know whose life you're going to save by them just seeing a simple video on a YouTube channel, right? Just something that you shared. And like this information saved my life over 10 years ago, and it can save your life, it's going to save other people's lives too. So just, take a moment and share and, let people know what's happening in the world because most people just don't even know that the work that we do here exists. And so the more you can help us out that way, the better. And I thank you so much. All right. And so let me just make sure. Yeah, I wanted to show you guys that you can find Skywatch TV on the PTL network, on the Faith and Freedom TV, also on Rumble and YouTube, and then at the lifetvnow.org site as well. Okay. All right. So now I want to make sure I stop share, and I want to make sure that I can see the chat. Renee is asking, yeah, we train other doctors. Yes, we do. That's a whole side of our ministry here. Hi, Larry. How you doing? How's that beautiful wife of yours? Thank you guys for being here. That's so awesome. All right. So I'm going to get started by saying something I would say some people might find maybe harsh. Some people might just say, well, she's definitely bold. She's going to speak the truth. You always know that what comes out of my mouth is usually not going to be something soft hitting, right? The Lord has created me to be a very bold whistleblower for the truth, His truth. Because I spent 14 years living in a lie. And if I did not find the truth about the science that helps people to heal, I would be dead right now. And that is the bottom line truth. So I want to say something today that I hope will not offend you. I hope that you will take it in the way that I mean it, which is purely from the heart, in love, to rock your world a little bit and help you to stop and think about the truth for a minute. Okay, so are you ready? Here's what I feel the Holy Spirit told me to say today. Stop praying for that healing breakthrough, that healing miracle to instantly fix your body when you're probably doing a lot of things that cause your body to break down and that do not align with the way God created you to live. I know that's hard hitting, but I love people so much. And I want you to know that I have to hold back tears when I sit at Bible study meetings with a bunch of other women or a bunch of other people in a big group, and we're in someone's home and it's a big meeting, and then people start asking for prayer requests. And I mean, I cannot attend a weekly Bible study meeting without at least 5, 10, 15 people asking for prayer for their health. Yet I just watched them eat nothing but crap and poison food at the potluck. Wow. And it breaks my heart. It breaks my heart. And I'm not saying that in order to be healthy, you can never have a cheat meal. And hey, okay, I'm the first one to admit to every single one of my clients that, okay, at about once a month or so, sometimes a little less, sometimes a little more, I will probably hit a really bad Mexican restaurant that has nothing but junk food, nothing but crap food. It's all bad. It's all loaded with poison. There is not one organic, nothing good, nothing redeeming whatsoever. And yes, I will drink the margarita with it. Okay. And so I'm not saying that, that you have to be a hermit and you can only ever eat rabbit food for the rest of your life if you want to be healthy. That's just not true either. Okay, God did create food to nourish our bodies and for our bodies to be just loving that food, right? I mean, what's one of the most joy-filled things in life? It's eating, right? It's sitting down to a table with your family or community, or you go to church and everybody's brought something and wow, I mean, this is one of the most joyous things that we get to do in this life on this earth where we know evil's running around like a roaring lion trying to knock us off our feet all the time, but we get to eat. We get to eat. Wow, it's a cool thing that God created our bodies to be able to do. However, our food system has been corrupted. Our medical system has been corrupted. It's big ag, big insurance, big food, big pharma. It's all a big mess, okay? And it is definitely big time killing us, right? And so, driving through your KFC, that's poison. That's poison. Driving through McDonald's, that's poison. Even going to your favorite restaurant, like a TGI Fridays or or a Cheesecake Factory or any restaurant, really. Almost every single restaurant. Unless it's a specialty restaurant that that they're bringing in good, wholesome food that is not loaded with toxins, it's not loaded with plastics, it's not loaded with glyphosate and pesticides and herbicides and endocrine disrupting chemicals. Okay. But our entire food system, every restaurant you go to has got bad oils. I mean, they use them because they're cheap, okay? And they're destroying your gut microbiome. They're destroying your mitochondrial health that produces all your energy. They're destroying your brain cells. They're making you have brain fog. They're making you exhausted. They're making you tired. They're killing you. They're killing you. And so what does God want us to do in the middle of this mess, you guys? I mean, look around you. Look around you. Everyone is sick. Everyone's on big pharma. Everyone is either overweight or they're really struggling with other, pretty severe health problems. And your doctor just tells you, well, it's just old age, or, well, yeah, this is just normal, or, oh, okay, you have an autoimmune disease, or you have fibromyalgia, or you have this or that or the other thing, and boom, you just have to stay on big pharma for the rest of your life. And I am here to tell you that that's a big fat lie. It is. It's a lie, but your doctor doesn't know that he's lying to you because your doctor is stuck in the same conventional medical system that I was trained in and that I spent over 200 grand on as well. Yeah, I'll be paying that student loan off for the rest of my life, even though most of what I learned did not help me when I got my own autoimmune diseases. Okay. And so now that I've, slapped you around a little bit with that truth, I am going to tell you that there is an easy way to do this and that you definitely can do this. You do not have to live in the lie of big pharma. You do not have to live in the lie of conventional medical practices. You do not have to live in the lie that all the food around you is healthy for you when you know darn well that it's not. Right. And you don't have to fall into that trap that I've heard many a Christian say when they say, well, I want to eat whatever I want to eat. And if I have to die of something anyway, so I just might as well die of whatever it is, whatever disease I get, and eat my pie while I'm doing it. You don't have to be out of alignment with God's design for your life in order to be happy. Hello. Okay. Don't believe the lie that Satan tells you that you won't be happy if you don't eat junk food every day or if you don't eat whatever you want every day. Okay. And now, in precision healthcare, it's not all about your diet. Okay. You do need to do more than just change your diet in order to be healthy. But what we do know scientifically is that you must change the way you eat and the way you live your life. You have to change your lifestyle practices. You do have to change the way you eat, and you have to align those things back to the way God designed your body to live. And let's just step back before I start, getting back into my story again. What is the whole thing in life all about? Is it about just, making money and just buying your house and living your life and, seeing your grandchildren grow or whatever, having a good career? No, it's not. Our whole purpose is to love God and love others and align with God in every way and try to be as Christ-like as we possibly can be. And however many years that the Lord gives us here on this earth, it's a training ground. It's a time for us to grow and to learn how to be loving, how to be forgiving, how to let go of anger, how to let go of bitterness, right? And it's not just about the emotional side of that. It's aligning with God in every way, And He designed our biology. He designed our bodies to function a certain way. And it's just a testament to Him in how well our bodies are designed, that even though we do live in a toxic soup, in a corrupted medical system, corrupted big ag, corrupted big food, even though we live in a toxic soup, we're still alive. It's amazing. It's amazing that we don't just keel over from all of these toxins that we're exposed to. And, all the bad foods that, get passed off as being nutrition when it's not at all. It's mostly just a bunch of poison. Mostly everything in your grocery store, you guys, is a bunch of poison. It really is. And we think it's healthy. We're told it's healthy, so we just believe it. We just walk around like sheep. And, so this is why I'm so bold. This is the reason why I'm still alive today, is to have that big mouth, to be that person that, okay, I know I get a lot of haters because of it, and that's okay. Sometimes it's hard on me. I know, sometimes. But the Lord is teaching me how to have a very, very thick skin, because the truth is the truth and people need to hear it. And if people want to poo-poo it, and all right, well, they can just go along their merry way and continue being sick and continue living on the big pharma roller coaster, but not me. And I hope not you too, right? So let me back up and let me tell you, I want to start with the end of my story today, because last week I told a bunch of the beginning of my story, and I'm not going to go back over the whole thing again today, because you guys have that on video and you can go on my YouTube and you can watch that. I've also given you another link to my whole story in that promotional link that I put out there, and you guys can watch that. But I just want to talk a little bit about the feeling of what it was like when I had been through my own healing program, when I had learned a lot about precision and functional medicine, and I had seen all the science that's out there that I was not taught, in my own American scientific training as a medical scientist. And for those of you who don't know, I am a medical scientist, master's and PhD training at the NIH. And my specialty was immunotoxicology and autoimmune disease specifically. And then I decided that I was just going to develop 7 autoimmune diseases after all of that. And that's a God thing. Okay, I could not have planned it that way if I tried. But after 2 years of really working hard on my health, I had to learn a bunch of science that I was not taught, science that comes out of other places like Israel and Germany and Japan and other places that maybe the American medical system doesn't pay as much attention to like they should, but that has extremely good research and a lot of truth, okay? But we're basically sheltered from that here in American medical schools, and that's wrong as well. At the highest level of training, when you spend that much on your education, you should see all the science. Hello, right? You should see all of it. And no, we're not. Truthfully, there just is some corruption there going on. It's not all bad. I'm not saying it's all bad. I just am saying there's corruption, okay? So anyway, after about 2 years of me being on this healing journey and getting a lot of great results, I had come to a point where I had done so much work after about 2 years that I literally did feel like a brand new person. I knew that I knew that I knew that I knew that God had showed me the right way to take care of my body, that He showed me how to reverse all 7 of those autoimmune diseases, that I no longer had the biomarkers for fibromyalgia for any of the autoimmune diseases that I previously had. And doctors are looking at me like I had 3 heads. And my one rheumatologist said, if I didn't see it for myself, I wouldn't have believed it. You're just a walking miracle. And I'm like, no, I'm not. I'm using the science that they should have taught you, that they should have taught all of us in medical school. That's all I'm doing. I didn't get a boom from God. Okay, but here's what did happen though. It had been about 2 years. And I was sitting there praying to the Lord one morning, and I'm a little ADHD. My brain is just constantly blah, 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 all the time. And so in order to pray and sit down and be, quiet and still, I literally have to write my prayers in a prayer journal. And I'm glad that I do that, because then I can look back and I can see how God answers those prayers, which is pretty cool. But I was doing that one morning. I was just praying and praying. And I started getting this, first it started off with thanking the Lord for bringing me to this place of healing and what He wanted me to do with this, and how amazing that He had just completely turned my life around, and I lost 100 pounds, and I was just a completely different woman. My brain was different, my body was different, all my biomarkers were different. I didn't have pain anymore. I could get up and do things now. I had plenty of energy. It was really amazing what 2 years of working on my health at the scientific level did. And so it started off with me just thanking Him and just being like, wow, just being in awe of how He changed my life so dramatically when I thought I was just walking towards death. And then I started getting angry, and really angry, really frustrated. And I wasn't angry at God, because that would be stupid. But I was angry at the fact that so much loss had to occur. Okay. I lost my husband. My poor granddaughter had to, be traumatized. She still has PTSD to this day. If she thinks I'm getting sick for any reason, she gets a little, because she saw me get carted off in the ambulance so many times. And there was a couple of times when she had to be taken to like a friend of mine's from church to stay with them for a couple of weeks while I was stuck in the hospital, and so this poor little girl went through so much because of my illness. And so I was angry. I was. And I said to the Lord, I said, you know, I'm upset. And it just doesn't seem fair. And why on earth, if you were just going to teach me how to heal anyway, why did you let it wait for all those years? Why did I have to suffer for 14 years? And what really makes me the most angry is why on earth did you let my granddaughter suffer? Hasn't that poor girl been through enough in her sweet little young life? Why? Why on earth would you allow that, Lord? And what happened next is I just tell it like it is, and not everybody believes me, and some people think I'm totally nuts. But this is what happened. What happened next was it felt like the weirdest spiritual download ever. And it wasn't like, I'm not going to sit here and tell you that now I all of a sudden know every single thing there is to know about how to heal you. Okay, that's a bunch of crap. Okay, please don't. I know the medical medium is online saying that he got a download like that. Okay, I'm not saying that. Okay, what happened to me was the Lord basically, I kind of felt like it was a beautiful spanking. And that he literally did download about 100 things into my head at once. And I fell on the floor. I just was sobbing uncontrollably because of it's just the strangest experience. If the Lord ever does that to you, then you'll know what I mean. It's just the weirdest, strangest experience ever, but you know that God just gave you a loving spanking. And he just literally told you how it is. And that's basically what he did. And when I sat back up after I got done crying and I started trying to write down everything that I felt he told me, it was basically that those were my Joseph years. That these were the years and the experiences with severe chronic illness that I had to go through, and that, yes, were for Jana, my granddaughter, as well, and for anyone who knew me. These were the years that trained me, that taught me how to lean on the Lord, that taught me how to just lean into him in the worst times, in the worst pain, in the worst emotions of it. Those were the years, the Joseph years, and you know the story of Joseph in the Bible. A lot of that was just wrong. It was just horribly unfair what happened to Joseph, and the way he was just rejected by his own brothers and just sold into slavery and then falsely accused of rape and just awful, awful, awful. And then in jail for 13 years, okay? But yet, he came out of it saying to his brothers, you meant it for evil, but God meant it for good. And I don't think my illness was meant for evil in any way, but who knows, maybe, evil demonic forces were trying to take me out because they knew I had a big mouth and I might do some good in the world if I was allowed to open it. But no, seriously, like, who knows? But all I do know is that God basically showed me that he allowed it to happen for my good, for Jana's good, for your good, for anyone who can hear the truth now, that there truly is a better way than just living on your big pharma and believing everything that your doctor tells you about chronic illness. Because your doctor is literally 17 years behind the latest science. At least that's what the studies are showing right now, right? And so I want to show you something, if I can if I can share my screen again, and if I can do this right, I go here and I share oops, I have to do that and share the entire screen. And then I want to go over here, and hopefully this will let me make this slide nice and big for you. Give me a second. Now, you know, I'm an old girl, so when it comes to tech, you guys got to be patient with me here. I don't have my Garrett here with me today. This one right here. And if I make this big, can I make it big? Will it let me make it big so you can actually see it? I did this earlier, so I do know how to do it. Blink, full screen. Boink. Okay. Now, I don't know why this thing is in the way, but I want you guys to see this. This is a paper that came out. Of course, it's not an American paper, but, you know, it doesn't matter, right? This is a European paper looking at the findings of conventional medicine and all of the different types of science that is available in order to help people to feel dramatically better. And they're mostly talking about, they're mostly talking about chronic illnesses. So I'm talking about things like diabetes, heart disease, arthritis, all the different forms of autoimmune diseases, fibromyalgia. You know, there's about 200 different kinds of autoimmune diseases. All of those chronic disease processes they're talking about. And they basically found, and you guys, you need to get a copy of this, really. You need to share it with your doctor. And I've got it in my new book that I wrote, Why Are You Still Sick? And I give that to people at the end of this. I'm going to tell you how to get it. Super, super easy. You can get it for free. Everybody needs to have a copy of this paper. And this is not the only study that's been done like this. This is just a really cool one. And it's basically showing that your doctor is not using all the latest science. And there's about a 17-year on average time lag between where the science is today, you know, advanced medical science, the discoveries that are saving lives and that are not expensive, things that you can do right now today. And yet your doctor is operating 17 years behind that life-saving science. You guys, this should really make you angry, okay? It's your doctor's job to keep up with the science, but they're not taught all of it in medical school like I wasn't. And so we're all just kind of brainwashed by the system that we're in. And they're not exactly happy with it either, judging from the 40% of doctors and scientists that are coming in to the alternative medical meetings that I'm in, okay? So, you know, we all know that there's a problem, okay? And I want you guys to see that in a big major paper like JAMA, the Journal of American Medical Association, okay? Widely known as the top research journal, okay? If you get your information published in JAMA, you should probably listen to it, okay? And this is talking about the functional medicine model of care. Now, this paper is a few years old now, but it's basically saying that, look, people get much better results when they're willing to use functional medicine as part of how to take care of themselves, right? And it's a beautiful thing. It's a beautiful thing. And so long as people are willing to do what they need to do in order to be healthier. And of course, it really just go into, the bottom line is this. And I want to say this. This is another thing that I want to say and I want to be very, very careful when I say it to people because, I know I don't want people to take this as judgment at all. Because look, I was as sick as anybody can get. I was that person who ate all the junk food, and I was that person who got mad at people if they told me not to eat sugar and just, all the junk I was eating. So, I have no room for judging you. Okay? But just hear me say the truth. Do you feel that you are worth full alignment with God and His plan for your life? I want to say that again. Do you know? Let's forget your feelings, because oftentimes they're fickle and they lead us astray. Do you know that you're worthy of the highest level of life that God has designed for you, that God created you for? Do you believe that? Do you know that? You need to know that you're worth it. And you need to know that God has a better way for you to live, and it's not doing it man's way, it's doing it His way. And even if we think that doing it God's way is no fun, or doing it God's way means that we're never going to enjoy our food again, well, that's just a big fat lie. It is, because I'll tell you what, I eat like a king, I eat like a queen. And that eating like that is a lot cheaper than being sick. You need to trust me on that one. So don't give me that same old, organic food is too expensive and it's all a racket anyway. Okay, no. When you feel so much better, when you're actually nourishing your body and you're using the latest science and you're actually doing the things that line up with God's design, and you're not sick anymore, and you're not spending money on big pharma anymore, and you don't even need your expensive healthcare plan. All I carry is catastrophic healthcare. It's a lot cheaper. Imagine how much money every month you save, right? Because you just don't need it. Because you're the CEO of your own health and you know how to take care of your body. You know how to align. You know how to eat right. You know how to do the lifestyle practices. You've had your testing done and you can see exactly what your cells need and what they don't need. And this is not rocket science, you guys. You don't have to be a PhD level trained scientist like me in order to understand this stuff. You can learn how to take better care of your body, how to align with God's design, how to eat like kings and queens, how to totally enjoy your food. Oh my goodness, my daughter made me a piece of salmon the other day. It was so delicious, you guys. I would run to a restaurant and pay a lot of money for that piece of fish. Okay, because it was that delicious. Like I want it again and again and again and again. Like I crave this. And it was perfectly nourishing for my body. Not one little tiny thing did I need to feel guilty about when eating that food. That's the way God wants you to be eating. And yeah, you really do have to change the way you eat in order to be healthy, because right now, you guys are loading your bodies up with tons of toxins and you don't even know it. And even if you are a person, and now I want to because I know what some people are going to say, but I do eat healthy and I'm still sick, right? That's because there are things going on in your body at the genetic level and at the cellular level that you need to see in the advanced testing so that you can see exactly how to fix it. And that is just a big fat duh to me as a scientist. Like if a test is available and it's not that expensive, and if you can do the test, see exactly what's wrong and then fix it, so that then you can feel amazingly better and your life completely flips and gets just wow better. Okay? Why wouldn't you? I mean, to me, it's like a serious no-brainer because this is what saved my life. This is why I can still sit here and talk to you 10 years later, and I'm no longer on those 20 different big pharma drugs that I had to take, right? So let me show you a couple of other things here. And all of the links, I mean, and there's actually hundreds of them in my book. And so I want to make sure that you guys, before the end of our talk today, I want to make sure that you guys get a copy of that book so that you can read this stuff for yourself. Okay. You need to know that your gut and your brain and your immune system and everything else in your body is intricately linked. You know, your brain health is not separate from your gut health. It's not separate from your liver health. It's not separate from your heart health. It's not separate from your thyroid health. It's not separate from your immune system. The science is very clear on this, you guys. You are a holistic being. You're actually a spirit living in a physical body. It's not the other way around. You know, you are here for a very important purpose. The Lord created you, just you, for something just amazingly special, probably 10 things that are amazingly special. And you're supposed to be healthy so that you can do them, right? And yes, it does involve knowing how to take care of your brain, knowing how to take care of your gut and your gut microbiome, knowing how to take care of your immune system in a way that no one ever taught you. So it's not your fault. It's really not. No one taught me. 200 grand worth of training and they didn't teach me. I had to learn this the hard way, right? And so that's my whole ministry to you, is teaching you, making it easy on you. You shouldn't have to learn this the hard way. You should be able, every single person should know how to take really good care of their bodies at the genetic level, at the cellular level, so that everybody can be optimally healthy. And very few people should really need to have to be on polypharmacy. And I mean, you know, lots of different, you know, over-the-counter drugs, lots of different treatments, lots of different big pharma drugs. You should not need that. You really shouldn't. And according to all the latest science, and again, hundreds of studies, okay, you absolutely can reverse the problems that are going on with your immune system, the problems that are going on in your brain right now, the problems that are going on in your gut, okay, the problems that are going on in your liver and your thyroid and your heart. You absolutely can do this, okay? And this slide right here always gets me. There is a lot on this slide. Whoever created this slide didn't do a very good job because there's just too much on this slide for you guys to be able to see. But the bottom line of this slide is that when the researchers changed the gut and the immune health for these people with very simplistic measures, I want to say, okay, when you read this study, even if you just read, you know, the beginning and the end of it so you can see the conclusion, you will see that they did very basic measures to help people, and they literally reversed things like schizophrenia. Hello? They're able to reverse schizophrenia, bipolar, autism. Kids who couldn't talk could start talking again and start actually communicating with their parents for the first time in their lives. Okay? This is the level of science that we have today. You can, through the science of cellular regeneration, you can absolutely heal. You absolutely can change at the genetic and the cellular level. This is huge, you guys. And it's not anything really new. It's just that science is new to it. This is the way God designed your body to heal. Okay. And so in this training on Sundays, we don't have time to get really deep into the science of cellular regeneration and psychoneuroimmunology and the gut microbiome and your hormones and all of that and how they work. And right, that is for another level of training that I'm going to give you an option to do in just a little bit here. But for now, what I want to do is I just want to give you the hope, and I want to show you some of the stuff that, look, this is available to you. And it's relatively, inexpensive, especially when you compare it to, the other option is just being sick and losing your life and having a limited life. The other option is just getting worse and worse and worse as you age because you never did anything about the underlying inflammation causing your disease. But we know now that we can even reverse Alzheimer's disease to a great extent, maybe not 100%, but we can take a person from stage 5 Alzheimer's back to stage 1, which is pretty amazing. The difference between stage 1 and the level of a person's functioning and stage 5 Alzheimer's is a big deal. Okay, stage 5, they can do nothing basically on their own. Okay. Stage 1, they're still living their lives. They're able to work. They can do everything. They just have, some memory issues. Okay. And so please understand that the level that science has progressed to in order to help you to reverse major chronic illnesses that literally kill people and take them out. And if they don't kill you, they are going to limit your life to a great extent. And anyone who has suffered with an autoimmune disease or fibromyalgia or any of these MCAS, SIRS, any of these, different names of all the different chronic illnesses that people talk about now, you guys know. You know the hell that you've had to live with. You need to know that you can reverse a lot of that. And this is not just, me being dramatic. I know that it's true because I did it. And I've helped thousands of clients do it. I've watched their lives change. And so you can't shut me up. There ain't no way, because I've watched it happen. And not only me, but, when you go to the conferences for like the PLMI, the Personalized Lifestyle Institute, and you see all the other great doctors and scientists who are helping to do the same kind of work that I do in my ministry. And we're all seeing the same thing. We're all seeing just remarkable turnarounds, remarkable breakthroughs in people's lives if they're willing to do something different, right? If they're willing to, the Matrix, right? If you're willing to take the right pill, and you're willing to open your eyes, and you're willing to realize that, wow, you've had the wool pulled over your eyes for a long time if you believe that you're incurable, because you're not. Okay. There is so much great science out there. I mean, we even know that genes are not your destiny, and we've known this since 2002. Yet, people still believe that, about 50% of their health problem is because of their genes, and it's just not true. The latest research says it's anywhere between, on average, 2% are due to your genes. And at the highest point, it might be as high as 10% for some of the, the really bad genetic diseases. But really, The average is 2%, which means the other 98% is because of your environment and the way you're either aligning your life with God's design for your health or you're not, right? And I wasn't for a long time. I didn't know any better. And that's why I got so sick. But now I'm sitting on the other side. I'm sitting on the breakthrough side. And I'm telling you that there is so much that you can do. And even that 2 to 10% of your genes, that when we do genetic testing on people and we see that, okay, well, there's some things that are wonky there, you can fix a lot of that and give yourself an amazing foundation for your health. You really can. You really can. And so, in the next level of training that I do for people, that's in our Rise and Heal Challenge. It is a 3-day, really deep training. And we go into all the different root causes that science has now discovered. And it has to do with a lot of different toxicities. That's the number one reason, but also a lot of different deficiencies at the cellular level. And by deficiencies, I mean things that your cells just don't have because you didn't know that you weren't giving your cells everything that they needed. You didn't have any way of knowing that. The conventional medical testing doesn't give you that information. And no one ever taught you that there's people like Dory out there who have the advanced scientific testing that show you these things. And then you can fix them and then you can feel amazingly better. But also, stress plays a role. And so here at the Cellular Healing and Longevity Center, we make sure that we talk about the stress factor. It's not all due to stress though, you guys. Don't believe that. If a doctor tells you, well, it's just stress, that's not true either. But is stress a big deal? Like, my pastor this morning, I'm going to stop sharing so that I can just be on the camera with you guys. My pastor was talking about mind trash this morning. And I was like, yeah, you go. And I just love the way he just said it right out loud. He said, the problem with the American church is their minds. And he said, it's mind trash. The things that people actually believe, it's mind trash. And that creates a lot of our stress. And we have to work on this, and that's why I asked you, do you really believe that you're worth it? Do you honestly believe that what God says about you, what God says about me, right? And I know God says the same thing about you that he says about me, right? That he loves us so much that we can't even imagine, we can't even fathom the amount of love that he has for us. It's so huge that he sings over us. Can you imagine, you guys? He sings over us. He has created each and every one of you and me with unique, specific purposes that he wants us to achieve, that he wants us to accomplish. And of course, Satan and his little demons need to come around and they need to try to, to knock us off. But that's their job, okay? But remember, there's only 1/3 of them and there's 2/3 of the angels and Jesus Christ and the Holy Spirit and our Father God that's on our side. Hello? Do you believe that? Do you believe the truth? Or are you going to live in the mind trash? That you're not worth it. That you're not lovable. That a doctor told you you're incurable, so therefore you just have to live with this. That you're a mess. Okay, so am I. Okay, we're all a mess. We're human beings. We're all a mess. Okay, we are all doing everything that we can to align with God's design in this life, in the spiritual level in the emotional level, and yes, very much in the physical level. And this is where God wants me to have a big mouth and just be really loud about this and really bold about this. Don't leave your physical health on the table for Satan to destroy. Don't let him do that to you. You are worth taking care of yourself. You are worth learning everything you can that God has given us with the science that we have today. Maybe it's not everything we need. Maybe we can't like instantly, make everybody, perfectly healthy, okay? But wow, if most people who go through a good precision healthcare program, and you get your testing and you start doing things differently and you take your baby steps and you make your changes, right? If on average we see most people getting anywhere between 50% and to 80% better, is that good? Hello? If you can get off a lot of that big pharma, if you can get rid of a lot of your symptoms, wouldn't that be worth it? And if at the same time you know that you're pleasing the Lord, that you're aligning with Him. I mean, I don't know what that does to you guys, but to me, that was everything. That was everything. Like, I knew that if there was a truth out there that I wasn't following, and if it could make me feel better, and if I could have a better life and do more for the Lord and achieve more and be more and just generally make Him happier with my life, oh yeah, I'm doing it. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. So I know that there's people out there who will give a lot of the objections that, well, it's too hard, or I can't do it, or it's too expensive, or I'll just fail. I don't like following a protocol. I don't like changing my life. All these excuses. And I'm sure you guys can think of a bunch more. I mean, I've probably heard every single one of them over the last 10 years, helping all these people. And the answer is always the same. Are you worth it? Do you believe you can do this? Do you believe that you can change? Do you believe that God wants you in a better place? And if there is something that you can do to make things better, why wouldn't you? Just because you think you're going to fail? Well, that sounds like a big fat lie from Satan to me. Just because you have failed on diets in the past? Okay, well, so did I. Like many, many times. I was 100 pounds overweight. Truth be known, I still fail on a diet from time to time when I really want to eat something bad. But here's the thing. I've gotten into a lifestyle practice of almost always, unless I choose, right, I am going to eat a really, really healthy diet that lines up with my own genetics, with my own personal cellular testing that I have done every year, with my toxicities in moving them out and how my body works that way and what's there and what isn't there. Okay. And I am always working really hard with me and my girls and anyone around me on the whole psychoneuroimmunology science, which is basically it's taking your thoughts captive to Christ, believing the truth that God says about you in His Word, and not letting Satan lie to you about things. And so it really does boil down to, are you going to believe Satan's lies in all those different objections that say that you can't be healthy, or that you can't do this, or, or it's too expensive or whatever, because it's not. Anybody can do this. It's a matter of prioritizing what you think is important to spend your money on. Yeah. And maybe people living in a tent in Tijuana might not have all the money they need to get some advanced testing, but they can still change their diet. They can still eat differently. They can still live a different lifestyle. They can still have different practices. Yeah, they can. Okay. And most Americans, we can afford to do our testing. We can, right? Even though it's not covered by insurance, it doesn't matter. It's not that bad. We can afford to do it. If we can afford to buy cell phones, if we can afford to buy that new couch, okay, you hear me? You can afford to take care of your health. It's a matter of, do you want to or not? Is it important enough to you to live a life that is not limited by your health problem anymore? Is it important to you to do that? Is it important to you to line up and to live on a higher level with the Lord? And I'm telling you, when you get your health back, it's not just that you don't have your symptoms anymore. Man, guys, your brain works better. Your memory works better. Your emotions are better. Your hormones are better. Life just gets so much better when you line up. It really does. It really, really does. And so I want to do this. I want to share with you guys because it's I got about maybe, I usually give myself a couple of hours for this because I want to make sure that we have time to bring some people on if people want to. If people are brave and they want to come on our live stream and they want to ask questions, then I'm here to do that live with you. So I want to make sure that I have time for that. But I want to tell you about a couple of things that I've got for you. And okay, these are, you guys don't have to worry about, oh yeah, now she's going to try to charge us a whole bunch of money. Okay. Again, another lie from Satan, because don't believe that stuff. Okay. Because here I've got something for $29 and I've got something for $77. Okay. So I'm just telling you right up front. Okay. So the Rise and Heal Challenge that I was telling you about, it is, and I'm going to drop this into the chat real quick so you guys have it. Boink, boink, and go right over there. And hopefully that, let me just make sure that it worked. Did it give the link? Yes, it did. Okay, so that Rise and Heal Challenge, that's what I was telling you about a second ago. This is our 3-day live event with me, and Garrett's in there with me. And we are teaching you a lot of the deeper nitty-gritty things about getting healthy. All those different root causes that I kind of alluded to today, we go really deep into that in this 3-day challenge. And I only charge $27 to come to that. And it's 3 days. It's about an hour a day, but if you guys know me, I always go long. I always talk too much. So you get a lot of value out of those 3 days. And when you come there, I will also give you a full protocol to help you with your mitochondrial health. And you will learn why doing it from the mitochondrial level up is the most important thing that you can do. That's part of the new science that has come out in the last few years, and you need to learn it if you're going to be healthy. Okay. And so it's a lot of information. And so I want to make sure that you come to this. And of course, I give you a full program with that. You're not only in that 3-day training, but I also give you a full program to help you with your energy at the mitochondrial level and to help you to just get started and to make sure that you're not making all the same mistakes that everybody else is making that's making them sick. Okay. And so you get that, you get the program, you get the 3 days of training, you get a full protocol. You also get my book for free. So I don't sell the book outright, okay? I want you to come to the training. And when you come to the training, I give you the book. And that just makes it all the more valuable for you. Okay. So that is $27 to come to our training. And I think that you'll agree that you can't even get a decent lunch for 27 bucks. Okay. So this is absolutely a steal for you. Okay. And we make it affordable here on purpose because the goal is to help as many people as possible to learn God's science. And even if they just get started with these baby steps, you will learn that you can make significant changes in the way your body feels, and then you'll want to do more, of course. And we're going to be there to help you do whatever you need to do to get yourself as healthy as you possibly can. Okay, so that's the first thing that I have for you, but I don't want you to go and buy that thing yet, okay, because I want to give that to you for free if you do the next thing. Okay, so let me just grab that link and tell you about it. There we go. And get this into the chat for you. And make sure that it came through okay. Okay. All right. So what we did, because we noticed that, there's plenty of people who can drop, $1,000 for a test or they want to do a more deeper health problem. There's plenty of people who can afford that, but there's also people who can't. Or maybe there's just a lot of people who just want to prove that this is going to work for them. And they want to get started with some of the baby steps that they know they can do, that are easier to do, that maybe don't take, like me, it took me 2 years to heal, and I really had to jump in with both feet. And it was my whole life for a couple of years getting my health back, right? Maybe you're not there yet, or maybe you're just not ready to do that yet, or maybe you just don't think that you can do that. Maybe you need to take some baby steps in order to prove to yourself that you actually can make changes at the cellular level and at the genetic level. And so that's what this next program is for. It is, again, it's to help you with that full mitochondrial program. That, again, it comes with it, okay? You're going to get that program. You're going to get the Rise and Heal Challenge training for free. You're also going to get the most valuable thing that we can give you in the beginning of your health program, any health program, is we're going to sit down with you just personally, one-on-one. And we're going to go over your health history. We're going to go over all your lab testing that you've had done. And we're going to analyze that from a precision healthcare perspective, which is way different than what your doctor is doing for you. Way different. Because what we're doing is we're analyzing on the basis of what the root causes are. And then once we get that clear idea of what we think the root causes are for you, then we're going to design a testing plan and a protocol for you that's very personalized for you. And that is the most important thing that you can do for your health, really. I mean, learning, if you just want to come to the Rise and Heal Challenge, and you just want to learn all this, that's great. Pay your 27 bucks. Come on, let me teach you some cool stuff. Okay. And you'll get started, and you can get started on your protocol. You can start helping yourself that way. Okay. But if you're serious about getting your health back, you have to take the next level. You need us to analyze where you're at, help you with the very next test that you need done. Okay. You don't have to order tons of testing up front. I mean, I didn't, I had to save a little money, buy a test, do some work, save a little more money, buy a test, do some more work. That's how I healed, right? And, anybody can do that. Okay, really, anybody can. I don't also, I never accept that I know what some people are thinking, okay, because I've heard it 1,000 times if I've heard it once. Oh, but I'm living on Social Security disability, or I'm really broke, right? I can't afford anything. So I don't accept that excuse, because I was that woman that only got $1,300 a month Social Security disability. I was raising a child by myself, and I was on food stamps, okay? And I did it. Okay? I made it happen. It was important to me to heal. And I did everything I could. And the Lord, don't discount what the Lord may do for you when you step out and you start aligning with His design, people, okay? Because the Lord stepped in and helped me financially in ways that I never even saw coming, okay? So don't discount that He wants you well, and He can step out and He can do things for you. He can make money come when you think, well, how's that bill going to get paid, right? He does. He does, and He will. Okay? And so don't, this, anyway, a program like this at $77 a month is so cheap. I mean, even in our ministry, there are other practitioners that I know that are telling me, yeah, that's crazy. Don't offer your services that cheap. But here's my goal, and here's why I say no to them, right? I want millions of people to be in these lower cost programs so that you can at least get started, and you can get those baby steps, and you can get your energy back, and you can do some more work, and you can feel better, and you can get your hormones running better again, and you can get some of that neuropathy to go away, and some of those headaches to go away, and you can start really feeling like you have control over your health again. That's where it's at. Because if people can just get to the next 2 or 3 levels up from where you're at now, I know that you're going to be thinking differently. I know that you're going to have more energy. I know that you're going to be able to maybe do a little more work, and then put a little money aside and get another test over here a few months from now, or whatever, and then start working on those things, right? And if I can do it, you can do it. Anybody can do this, really. You need to know that. And so that $77 a month thing is the other thing that I want to offer you today. And you can stay there as long as you want to. You can only come for a month or 2 if that's all you need. It doesn't matter to me, really. Some people just take longer to start ramping up, and that's okay too, right? Everybody's different. And so there's no long-term commitments in that program or anything. We just want you to be working on your health with us, and we're going to be lovingly guiding you through in a program like that, where you're going to get questions answered. You're going to have a group meeting. Of course, you're going to get that root cause evaluation, right? And you're going to come to that Rise and Heal Challenge for free. You're going to get your program, and and we're going to, at that level is where we can actually start applying. When we do that root cause evaluation, we can actually make a protocol that's more personalized for you, even if you can't afford the testing yet, and that's where you really start getting the next level of care, where you really start affecting cellular regeneration, which again, you got to come to the Rise and Heal Challenge, because I need to teach you about this. I need to teach you how God has designed your cells to regenerate and to heal. And you can either allow your cells to keep getting worse with all the inflammation in your body right now, or you can allow and teach your body by doing certain things the right way, that are aligning with you, that are unique for you, and that are aligning with how the Lord created your body to work. You can actually change your cellular structure. You can change your cellular function. You can make your cells work 10 times, 20 times, 50 times better than they're working right now. Yeah, you can. Okay? And it's just a matter of learning how to do it. What I always tell people, I always say, okay, Remember that scripture in Hosea, right? That my people die for lack of knowledge. God was saying this to Hosea, okay? My people die for lack of knowledge. That is so true at the level of our physical health, right? Not to mention our emotional and spiritual health, but it really is true, okay? You're dying right now for no reason, okay? Because there is knowledge available to you. And the only difference between me sitting here on the other side of the breakthrough, having reversed 7 autoimmune diseases, having reversed severe fibromyalgia, being healthier at 63 than I was when I was a teenager, having more energy and running around like an Energizer bunny all the time, right? I'm not old. Are you kidding me? I'm running circles around my kids, right? If I'm healthier now than I was before I had 7 autoimmune diseases and severe fibromyalgia, oh, come on. You can do this. You really can. The only difference between me and you is I got the knowledge and you don't know all the knowledge yet. But once you start learning the knowledge that's specific for you, it's just amazing what you can do. Really, it is. So, all right. So what I want to do now is, and I have to go back over and I have to grab this one specific link for you guys because I want to be able, if anyone's brave enough and they want to come on with me, just do remember that we are live streaming. There are other people here watching, not only in the Riverside room, but there are people watching on Facebook Live, on YouTube Live, and those are recorded, and so they're out there in the world. So I always want to say that because if you're going to come on and you're going to talk about your health, just know that this is out there in the world. And so if you would like to do that, I am so happy to stick around here for a little while and just answer some of your questions. And, you know, I invite you to hit me with those really hard questions. Now, you guys know me now. You know that I'm a hard hitter. I'm a bold speaker. You can't scare me with any of your objections or any of your fears or any of your worries or any of that stuff going on in your head. Okay? And if there's some truth to it, I will tell you there's some truth to it. If there isn't any truth to it, I'm going to give you the full-blown truth. Okay? And so what I need to do is I need to make sure that I grab the right link. And there's a link right here. Copy the link. And then, boom. Okay. And so I'm sending that link right now. That link is available for anyone on the live stream, on the Facebook Lives or the YouTube Lives, or anyone in the Riverside room right now. That link is available. You can click on it if you would like to have your questions answered. And while we're doing that, I also want to go ahead and grab another link for you because I promised everybody that if you came here today, that I would make sure that you got a nice protocol. It's called the 7-Day Fast Flare Repair Protocol. Okay, we had to give it a cute little name, of course. And I want to make sure that you have that and you can use it. You don't have to buy any supplements for it, but there are a couple of supplements that if you would like to just, you know, kick up your energy a notch and try a couple of these supplements for your mitochondrial health and, you know, to help you pull out of a flare faster. That's what this protocol is for. But just know that you don't have to buy the supplements. You can use the Fast Flare protocol just by itself without the supplements. But if you do want to get the supplements, they're not that expensive, and really, they can really pull you out of a flare faster. That is the truth. So let me Let me grab that and put that one. Okay. So that is now in the chat. So you can grab that link. And what that link does is it takes you to our Fullscript page. And the Fullscript page, I'll show you guys what it looks like. Oops, but wait a minute. I have to, before I do that, I can't show you anything unless I share my screen. Now you know that, Dory. Okay. And I do see that I've got a couple of people who want to come in. So let me just share this first and then I'll start letting people in. Okay. And if I share my screen, oops, share. Is it going to work? Share. Okay. Share screen. There we go. Okay. Now, if I'm in the Fullscript, hopefully you guys can see this. It should bring you to a Fullscript page that looks like this. It says, sorry, this thing is in the way. And it will also have, it'll say the Cellular Healing and Longevity Center here at the top. Mine just doesn't because it's my main one. But you guys can either sign in, or if you need to create an account, you can, and that puts you into our Fullscript site where you can order personal care products, any kind of professional grade supplements, anything attached to any of our free protocols that we put out there in the world to help people. Those are all living there as well. And you always, in our Fullscript site, you always get 10% off and free shipping. And then Fullscript runs little sales all the time on things like that too. And so it definitely is a great way to save money if you're going to buy supplements and personal care products, deodorant, non-toxic shampoo, things like that. So, all right. Okay, so now I'm going to stop the share and okay. And let's let Michael in. And hopefully this will work the way we want it to. We won't have any tech demons in here today. No tech demons. Lay hands on the computer. Oh, I have so much fun. Hey, Michael, can you hear me? It looks like you might be muted. You might have to click on something on your computer to make sure we can hear you. And I want to make sure that I've got my speaker turned up too, because my speaker turns off all by itself. There we go. I think I can hear.
I think I'm working.
Mitchell.
Oh, I'm getting wait, not getting feedback here. I think I turned off, but I'm hearing an echo.
That usually means sometimes people will.
I turned off the YouTube.
Okay, that usually helps. Or you turn off your own speaker. And then like if you can do it through little headphones, sometimes that helps too.
Yeah, I'm just on the mic, I think. Oh, what's going on here? Let me just unplug this.
No tech demons.
Is that better? Nope, it's still echoing.
Are you echoing on your side? It sounds good on my side.
Yeah, I am. Huh. Echo cancellation.
There you go.
Oh, okay. It's already on. Sorry. I don't know. The echo I turned on the echo cancellation. It's still not working. Refresh.
There you go. So I'll let him come back in. Renee says she can't get the link to open. The link for the 7-day challenge, Renee? Hold on. Okay. Hold on. Let me grab that real quick, and then I'm going to let Mitchell back in. Let me just grab the link itself for the 7-day. And let me see if I just put the link in. See if that works. Try again. See if that works. You might have to copy paste it. I mean, everybody's computers, or whether they're on their phone or not, is just a little bit different. So you might have to grab it, put it up in your browser, and get it to work that way. All right, so I'm gonna see if we can't get Mitchell in here.
Oh, I'm
Hey,
still
Mitchell.
echoing. All right, Mitchell is
Oh.
God, I don't get this.
Oh,
I could
that is
still,
such a bummer.
I could still jump in. You're not hearing it, right?
I'm not hearing the echo, and I don't know if anyone if I'm not hearing it, then probably other people aren't hearing it either. It's probably on your
I'll give you
end.
my camera here. There we go.
Oh, I can see you. Hi, how are you?
Brennan Barrett. Hi. You prefer Dory?
Sure, you can call me Dory.
Okay.
How you doing?
All right. How are you?
I am doing great today.
I've been checking out your stuff over time. You emailed me off and on for a while. So I thought I would check in. So do I ask you a question? Is that how it works? Or?
You can ask me a question. Just know that you are on live streaming. So
Okay, gotcha.
yeah, you
Sorry
don't have
for
to
all
talk
my-
about embarrassing diarrhea or anything like that.
Okay. Well, how would I start? I had a couple of spine surgeries a little over 2 years ago, lower back and my neck, several discs. I mean, I've come a long way. I've been working out a lot the last couple of years. I managed to get an ulcer because of all the Advil I was taking.
Ugh,
So I stopped that. I haven't taken that in 2.5 years or so.
Okay.
So, but I do get inflammation stuff. I've had several trigger finger issues. So I've always had issues with inflammation. So I thought I would check in with you and see if you had any feedback on that or any suggestions,
Yeah. Well, so the big deal is that inflammation is what's causing most of our chronic symptoms. So there's over 600,000 research studies that prove that now. So whatever symptom a person has in their body, whether it's arthritis related, whether it's any kind of degenerative thing, whether it's any kind of chronic, your trigger fingers, your neuropathies, thyroiditis, any autoimmune disease, heart disease, diabetes, all that stuff. I mean, it sounds crazy, but the truth is that it's all related to chronic inflammation in the body. And so then what we need to be asking ourselves is, what in the heck is causing the chronic inflammation? And that's what that Rise and Heal Challenge training is for, because we now know scientifically what most of the root causes are. We know why people have all their different, symptoms, all of the chronic inflammation. And that's going to be different for you, Mitchell, than it was for me. Okay? No two people are exactly the same. That's what advanced testing is doing for us. That's why precision medicine is what it is because we can literally order a test in within about 3 weeks. We can see exactly what's causing the inflammation in Mitchell, not in Dory or in any of the other people, but exactly what's causing it in Mitchell. And it just depends on what kind of test you do, depending on, once you sit down and you have a full evaluation and we decide where we should start, where you would get the most benefit. But we want to be looking at the genetic level and at the cellular level to see exactly what's wrong. What are those root causes? Why are you having so much inflammation that's causing all these problems for you throughout the years? And then you just simply fix it. Once you find what it is on the test, you just start fixing it.
Yeah, I'm not sure what trigger fingers are, obviously, but these were injuries from back in the day playing a lot of sports.
Yeah.
Sort of had
And
a lot
that
to
can
do
be
with it.
part of it. Yeah, that can be part of it. Okay. But even old injuries don't have to continue to cause inflammation. There's something else, right, And I'll give you a little example on that too. So when I was sick, and of course I was sick for a long time before I finally got my diagnoses. I had been sick since the time I was 12 years old, and I didn't start healing until I was in my early 50s. So that's decades of chronic inflammation that had built up in my body for so many different reasons. Okay. And so I had very severe arthritis, and I still do to this day. Okay. When you look at my joints throughout my fingers and my SI joints, my knees, my
Yeah, I have
my
that.
toes, like everywhere, like every joint that they've looked at on ultrasound, they see some level of degeneration in my joints. Okay. But I no longer have any pain. I no longer have high levels of antibodies showing that there's all this extra inflammation or antibodies specific to my joints. I no longer have that. And the reason why is because I learned how to get rid of the inflammation. So I had to go deeper and find what was causing the inflammation in my body and then work there. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like that when I get up in the morning, I kind of feel like the Tin Man, especially in the lower
Oh,
back, very stiff, very sore. But as I get up and start moving, it feels a hell of a lot better. But it's just in the
Sure.
mornings,
Yeah, that's
that's
typical.
really killing me, you know?
Yeah. And you shouldn't have to feel that way. Really? How old are you, Mitchell?
65.
65. So you're just a couple of years older than me. Now, I do have this problem. I know that the damage was done, and it's hard for joints to completely repair. I'm sure that they've gotten a little better, over the last 10 years. But every time I go and have my joints looked at every couple of years, they can still see the damage there. I don't feel all slow when I get out of bed in the morning. I don't. I jump right up. And the reason why is because I turned down all those inflammatory things that were in my body before. Okay. And that's why I exist, is to help people to find what is causing the inflammation in your body so that you can do something about it.
And those build up overnight when you're sleeping? Is that how it works? It sort of builds up overnight while you're sleeping, or?
No, it's just that movement helps. Inflammation is like a buildup of cells and fluid around the area that hurts, right? It's your immune system being upset that there's something wrong in that area, right? And as you get up and move, it moves some of that fluid around, so you do feel better, okay? But the problem is not that it's just developing overnight. The problem is that you're doing things on a daily basis that you don't even know is allowing that inflammation to continue to be like a forest fire in your body. It's just constantly churning and churning and churning. And it's not only causing the symptoms that you have now, but it will cause worse and worse and worse symptoms as we age if we don't turn that inflammation down, right?
Makes sense.
Yeah. And so that's the whole purpose for precision healthcare, is to teach people, number one, to help them to find what's happening in their body that's causing their own inflammation, and then teaching you how to get rid of that inflammation as much as humanly possible, as much as scientifically possible, so that you can feel your best.
Okay. Sounds fair.
Yeah.
Well, just I guess I'll check out your products. I mean, you do testing, it goes through you, or?
Yeah, it goes through us. Yeah. We're like a one-stop shop here. So we have access to all of the advanced testing, and we also make it as affordable as we possibly can as well, because we are a Christian ministry. And so, we're not upselling people by thousands of dollars like a lot of clinics do on their
Yeah, a lot
own,
of them.
so.
It's incredible how bad that is.
It can get expensive. It's expensive anyway, I mean, usually every year when I do my own testing, and I'm paying full wholesale, right? I analyze my own testing, so I don't have to pay anybody to do it for me, right? So I just get the straight wholesale cost, and it still costs me about $1,200 a year, right? But when you think of $1,200 a year to keep your body super healthy, is that affordable?
Yeah, it's worth it not to get up, although it's getting much better, but to get up in the morning and have to go through an hour of this, I mean, once I get rolling, I'm pretty good, but man, when you get up in the morning, I'm just getting tired of that. Yeah.
You shouldn't have to do that. And that's what makes us start to feel old too. I don't know about you at 65, but me at 63, I do not want to feel old.
No, not at all. Absolutely not. I mean, I still work out. I do a lot. I'm very busy, but it's just that pain that you have to deal with,
Yeah.
You have to
And that's
overcome
the
every day.
inflammation. Yeah, that's the inflammation. So when you're thinking of that pain, when you're feeling it, let the Holy Spirit tell you what that really is. That really is disease in your body getting worse and worse unless you decide that you're going to do something about it, right? And so I'm always really bold with people about that. Don't let Satan take your health away from you that way.
Yeah, I have done a lot of anti-inflammatory diet, vitamins. I mean, I've done a lot of research on it. I've come a long way, but I appreciate what you're doing. You're very specific, so I'm always exploring.
Yeah, and that's where it's at, because where a lot of people get stuck, and I mean stuck, they get stuck because they think, well, I've tried everything. And really what they've done is they've done like a detox that they found online, or maybe they worked with a functional medicine doctor and they did some good gut health work, or maybe they, cleaned up some parasites in their body, or maybe they found Epstein-Barr and they worked on that for a little while, right? But they haven't done the exact specific testing that takes care of all of their root causes. And that's the problem. And then if you just keep taking this vitamin or that vitamin or this vitamin, you're basically just throwing spaghetti against the wall. You don't even know if you still need that vitamin or not, unless you have that precision testing. So, of course, I'm a scientist, right? I want to be as perfectionistic as possible about this. And if there's tests that say that we can see exactly what's wrong at the genetic and cellular level, I want those tests. I don't want to throw spaghetti at the wall.
That does make sense. Yeah.
Yeah. And it's, comparatively, it's not expensive for what you're getting from it. And then you can take really good care of your health in a very targeted, precise way. And to me, that's worth it. And it works a lot better than just throwing spaghetti at the wall too.
All right. I'll check out your website and I guess go from there and get in touch with you. And I appreciate it. Yeah. Thank you.
You can do either or. You can do that $77 a month thing. That's where I really want people to get started, because then I can work with you personally.
What does that include testing and everything, or how does that work?
No. Yeah. I wish it could. If I could do that, I would. If I was like independently wealthy, or if I had this like big grant or something, boy, I would love to do that. That's a dream come true. But $77 a month is basically getting you your root cause evaluation. It's getting you a more specific protocol that's based on your unique needs. And then we design a testing plan of action for you. And, depending on what your body would need first, right? And we're always looking at those things that your cells and your genes are missing. And then we're also, beyond that, we're looking at, it depends on what your personal health history looks like. But some people, they just scream that they're loaded with mold or something like that. You know what I mean? And then we're going to ask to do a tox test so we can see that, and then start moving mold out of your body. There's lots of different root causes, and they're different for everybody.
So what is that? Diet suggestions, vitamin NAD, serum, all that kind of stuff.
Well, you have to do protocols that are based on whatever the findings in the testing is.
Oh, I see. I got you.
Right?
Okay. Right.
And so, but yes, it definitely, like, there's nobody who can get well if they're not willing to change their diet, or they're not willing to align their lifestyle based on, based on really good lifestyle practices for getting enough sleep and resting and, all those good things that God says we're supposed to be doing.
Yeah, I'm pretty good in that. I mean, it's just that's
Good
why
for
I got in
you.
touch with you because I'm a lot better than I was. I made a huge amount of progress, but I think this might be something much more specific to kind of get over that last hump. Because it
That's
was a
it.
lot worse a couple, 2 or 3 years ago, a whole different person. So, yeah.
I believe that because people can make a lot of headway just by paying attention, changing the way they sleep, changing their thought patterns, being more positive, eating a healthier, more anti-inflammatory diet. People can make significant progress, but they kind of get stuck there though. And then, then what happens is our mindset gets wrapped up in this because then we start thinking the lie that, well, I guess this is as good as it's going to get. And that's not true. You
Yeah,
can
I
do
know better than
better.
that. No,
Yeah.
I'm a much more positive person than that. Yeah, I know I'm not stuck. That's, one of the reasons
Good
why I
for you.
continue to explore. Yeah. Well, okay, I'll check it out. I appreciate it.
Okay. Well,
I'll get
nice
signed
talking
up.
to you, Mitchell.
Go from there. Thank you, Dory. I appreciate your time.
Oh, well, you're welcome. I look forward to working with you and helping you
Okay.
out.
Thanks. Thank you.
Okay.
I got to exit. Oh, there it is.
Gotta figure out how to turn that button off. Do you guys ever do that when you get a new phone? Do you do that? Like I do that. How do I turn it off? I love it. My daughter still does that. We both do that. When we get on the FaceTime together, we're both like, how do we turn it off? Where's the button? I love that. That's great. All right. Now, do I have anyone else that would like to have their questions answered? And I'm just checking through the chat real quick here to see if anyone had a question here in the chat that I can answer. You can put a question in the chat too. I'm happy to answer a question more anonymously in the chat so you don't have to come online and show your face if that makes you nervous. Used to make me nervous too 10 years ago when I first started doing this, but it don't no more. Okay. I was just taking a minute. Sorry to have that dead air there on you guys. I was just taking a minute to read through and see if there was any questions that I can answer in here. All righty. Well, what time is it? We're actually right on time today. I usually want to take a couple of hours to do this. And on a Sunday afternoon, I just want to thank you guys for being here with me today. And I hope that you learned something. And I hope that I was able to give you hope at least. And if you have any questions, or if you're just a little shy and you didn't want to be in the chat or any of those things, you can always get in touch with us. Our phone number is 760-460-4349. And you can always text us or give us a call and someone will be happy to answer your questions. Sometimes it's me. Sometimes you get me in there and I can answer your questions for you, or Garrett will be there, or we've got a couple of other team members that get in there and talk to people and answer questions. And we love you guys. We just, this is the work that God gave us to do. Everyone on my team just really loves helping people. And again, our whole mission is about helping you to be everything that God created you to be, not having limitations in your health, in your emotions, in your spiritual growth. You're not supposed to be having limitations. Like what my pastor said today. I just loved it. He just said, no mind trash. Throw it out. Throw that mind trash in the trash where it belongs. Don't let Satan lie to you. And I'm just like smiling because that's what I say to people all the time too. Don't let Satan lie to you. Don't let him lie to you about your health. Most of these chronic illnesses, when you come to our trainings, you will see in the trainings that we give you that, wow, it's really incredible. The new medical advances that we have today that we can help people with on a very targeted, specific level that's perfect for you, right? This is why we can get the level of results that we can get for people. And again, I'm not saying that it's 100% or that it's a quick fix or, you're going to take a pill and you're all of a sudden going to be better, don't, no, that's very unrealistic. So, we're 100% honest with you about this. Yes, you can cause cellular regeneration. Yes, you can get anywhere between 50 to 80%. Some people get even more better. Okay, like I literally am 95% better. Little tiny things if I cheat on my diet or, I might still have to manage a little bit. Okay, but I'm completely off of my cocktail of anywhere between 12 and 20 medications, okay? And most of my clients are the same way. They've been able to get off of nearly all of their medication, if not all of it. And this is the way it works, folks. When you actually do things according to God's science and you really, you want to do what you need to do to line up with God and to be everything that He created you to be, then wow, the things that you can achieve are beyond what you can think about right now. So don't limit yourself with those thoughts that the doctor told you. When the doctor says, well, you're incurable because you've got this thyroid disease, so you got to stay on your thyroid medication for the rest of your life, okay? What a crock of crap. According to the science, I'm sorry, those thyroid medications are actually making you worse. They're actually making it so that you have to stay on the thyroid medication, and they're destroying your gut health. They're destroying your hormones. They're destroying your brain. They're making your cholesterol worse. They're giving you problems with heart disease, okay, because they're causing you problems at the cellular level. And that's true about most pharmaceutical drugs, okay? Now I'm going to get myself into trouble because I'm going to start preaching again. But I will wait for, I'll wait for you guys to come to the Rise and Heal Challenge training. And so that I can go deeper into this and, teach you some really cool stuff. And don't forget that we're here every Sunday now. I've made a commitment to the Lord that I'm going to be here live with people every Sunday because we really do have the goal. We want millions of people to come to the knowledge of God's science so that you are no longer limited by reversible chronic health diseases anymore. I want you to learn everything that I know so that you can be healthy and you can achieve everything that God wants you to achieve. All right, so I'm going to let you guys go for today. These will be recorded as well. They live in the live button in my YouTube channel. And I'm just going to pop up just one more time. I'm going to make sure that you guys have that flyer that has my YouTube link and my Instagram and all of that good jazz so that you can go back and you can watch recordings and you can see lots of other recordings that we have there and a lot of good free training. And don't forget to go to the lifetvnow.org. That's on that flyer as well. Don't forget to go there and don't forget to watch that and, like and share and spread it all around because we are super excited about partnering with Skywatch TV and Life TV Now. And, they're saying that by the time they're done, this program is going to be in 900 million homes around the world. What? That blows my mind. That really blows my mind. And imagine all the people who are going to hear for the first time that they're not incurable, that they literally can be the CEO of their own health, take charge, and reverse their symptoms. I'm just like, I am over the moon about this project. I'm so excited. And the people there at Skywatch TV are just wonderful people. And I just love them all. I'm just fallen in love with all of them. So they're doing such an awesome ministry with their pony ranch and how they're helping children, and it's all good, you guys. So please go there, make sure that you watch those episodes. It's not just me teaching you stuff there. There's other doctors and scientists and really awesome people there teaching you the truth about your health and your life. And so please do grab that link. Check out our YouTube and our Instagram and all of that, and like and share and do all those good things to make the algorithm work and to help more people, to love more people. All right, everybody. So I will let you go. I will see you back here next Sunday. Please let your friends and family know about this, share about us. I would love that. I would love to see more and more people here. Thank you so much. And join one of those programs. Either come to that $27 Rise and Heal Challenge, or just go for the $77 a month. You know, even if you only stay for a month, you are going to learn so much about your health. But I've never seen anybody only stay a month. You know, people love working on their health once they realize that they can do this. And once they start really seeing those results in their energy and their brain power, and, you know, it's just a beautiful thing. All right, you guys. Well, I love you all. Thank you for being here, and we'll see you next Sunday, or we'll see you in one of our programs. Okay, bye-bye.